Think about, like, just in your mind right now, let's take a moment, close your eyes. What's one thing that you've just been scared to take an action on? Right? One thing you've been procrastinating. Maybe it's in business, maybe it's in your life, maybe it's a hard conversation. Maybe it's just a decision around a hire, maybe it's whatever it might be. 1,000%, that indecision, that procrastination is based on some sort of fear or story that your subconscious belief has picked up and is now not allowing you to take an action in case you take the wrong action. So let's feel into that a little bit more, right? Close your eyes again. What would happen if I make the wrong decision? And I don't mean what would happen now, right? Like, we can always go through this and talk about, let's go through the worst case scenario. This is feeding the brain again, right? Let's run the computer. What are all the scenarios that could happen? What's my worst case scenario? Can I be prepared for that? Sure, that's an easy one. But you know how we can solve this going forward, like for good? Can you feel into, like, your body? And with this thing that you haven't processed yet, this thing that you're holding on to that you can't seem to move forward with, where is that feeling in your body? Where is this indecision? Is it your stomach? Is it your chest? Is it your neck and back? Maybe it's, some people have it in their scalp, but like, where's this feeling in your body around why you're not moving forward with the thing that you know you need to move forward on? Once you feel that feeling in your body, to take an exercise, if you choose, try to remember the very, very, very first time you felt that feeling as a teenager, but going even further, maybe as a little kid. This is using body work. Once you allow yourself, and a lot of time your brain might not allow you to go there yet, and this is what therapy is, this is what we do. But as we move through this, if you are able to remember that initial first time as a kid, as a little kid typically, where this feeling comes up, and you're able to really feel the feelings that you were not allowing yourself to feel at that time, whether it was sadness or anger or rage, or maybe it was just missing or loneliness or abandonment, whatever that might be, knowing that you're safe now in the present moment. If you can allow yourself to feel that emotion and process it fully, the crazy part is that indecision now as an adult goes away completely. It's absolutely crazy. I had a moment where I've had lots of moments, but there was a bunch of moments, right, where I couldn't take the next step in my business, right? And it's all about business for me, right? That was all I was really good at. So I would just focus on the business. Even if my whole personal life was falling apart, didn't matter. That's what I was focusing on. So in that moment, right, like if I had an indecision, I didn't want to have this conversation with my partner because, well, if I have this conversation, then in my head, like, partnership's unstable. He then leaves me. And then in my head, it was like, well, then the business would fail, right? And I could just go like, well, I just get another partner but that didn't happen. I couldn't have the conversation with my partner. And now that I'm in this work, I only realize now that it was because way, way, way back, right? Like when I was 13 years old, I had a conversation with my father around a toothbrush. And then I didn't see my father again for about 7 years. And so me as a child or as a teenager, I internalized it, I personalized that in thinking that that was my fault. So going forward in my life and in my business, oh my gosh, every single time I had to have a hard conversation with somebody, or if someone started to raise their voice with me, I felt, right, that they were just going to leave me forever. That showed up in my relationships. It showed up in my business. And it showed up with me as a parent, with my own kids. And it wasn't until I was in this work did I realize, right, the only work there is the work on ourselves. Because by fully processing the feelings I needed to process in that moment, and only after feeling those feelings that I was not safe enough to process, then I could forgive my father. I could forgive myself. It wasn't his fault. He didn't know what the heck he was doing either, right? Like, we're all just figuring this out. He was a little kid in an adult body, right? Pressures of work, pressures from, his spouse, pressures with teenage kids that were probably mouthing back to him. He didn't know what to do, so he left. Where could that have shown up with me? If I didn't process my own stuff, I would have left. That's the generational pattern. So that's why this work is just so incredibly profound. And I want you to know that that's the only work there is the work on yourself. So how can what's the thing you're procrastinating with? And what's the way in which you can feel the feelings when you were a child so that you know why you're procrastinating, and know that through this decision, through you processing what you need to process, freedom is yours.